since 2018 with the Dice Tower in Columbus, Ohio. I'm Mandy Hutchinson, for those who don't know me, and I am here with Dylan Bertolo of Catalyst Game Labs. Did I get that right?
You did.
Yay, I have a poor memory, so Dylan was kind enough to repeat it to me several times.
I offered to put it up on a little placard to make it a little bit easier, just in case.
Oh, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, this is new to me. I'm excited to talk about this because I love the dark feel to it. A lot of people know I like dark looking games, so I'm excited. So I'm sure there are other people who don't know as much about the game, so give it to me. What's it about? What does it do? How does it work?
Sure. So this is Shadowrun Sprawl Ops, and just as a point of clarification, I'm actually not an employee of Catalyst Game Labs. I'm a freelance game designer.
Right.
I designed this game, pitched it to Catalyst, and they decided to run with it.
Oh, okay.
The short summary for it is that it's worker placement similar to Lords of Waterdeep,
I like.
but in the dark, gritty cyberpunk universe of Shadowrun.
Oh my gosh, yay! Okay.
And then to top it all off, for those who are familiar with Shadowrun, we also have a very large dice pool that you get to select from as part of the game.
Oh, neat.
And we have these wonderfully beautiful custom dice.
Okay, very neat. So these are all for, I'm assuming, rolling for actions, or, okay.
So, yes, so over the course of the game, what you do is that you're placing your individual workers, where your workers represent individual Shadowrunners who have different skills.
Okay, and the skills are, I don't know how well they can see it on the cameras here, they're listed on the bottom of the card?
Yes, they're listed on the bottom, and they're also listed on the top.
Oh, fantastic. I like the fact that you have the shapes, because there are people who have, some issues with the colors. So I'm assuming this is why this was implemented?
It's one of the, being colorblind conscious is one of the reasons we wanted to do that.
Fantastic.
And so that was definitely taken into account the entire way through.
Excellent.
So, as I was saying, basically you place out your workers, and one of the dice come in because each runner has different skills.
Okay.
And the skills dictate which dice they get access to.
Okay. Which
matters when you're going on missions.
Ah, okay. Much like Lords of Waterdeep.
Right. So, the cyberpunk universe of Shadowrun, for those who aren't familiar, again, from a very high level, it involves these mega corporations who hire these very specialist, either street samurai characters or computer hackers to go do things that the company can't be associated with.
Okay.
And so these missions are supposed to be the dangerous, underhanded things that the companies want you to do.
This is a good sell, by the way. I like the storyline.
I like the universe. It's one of my favorites, which is why it's kind of a dream come true to be able to design the board game for it.
This is fantastic. So I noticed too, so we have characters, these are points?
So those are our money.
Money, okay.
Yep, it's referred to as new yen in the game, but it's essentially money, because while you start with a very basic team, you're going to need to make that team better.
Right.
Because everybody wants to try to complete the final mission.
Okay.
Basically, that's the big score that all of the teams are trying to get.
So not cooperative.
Correct.
Aha.
This is a competitive game.
Good.
Whoever's the first one to complete that mission is the one who wins the game.
Who wins the game, okay. And it's instantly over?
Instantly over.
Ah, okay.
So you can try your luck at it before you're fully ready, hoping you get lucky with the dice.
Right.
But you have to realize that there's always going to be someone behind you ready to swoop in if you fail.
So it's not one of those games where you can kind of help people and then take it for the win? You have to be consistently competitive?
No, it is completely competitive.
Okay. So if you don't mind, can you quickly do a little show me of how I would play?
Sure. So each turn you're going to have your runners, which are currently represented by these standees.
Okay.
By the way, this might not be what they look like. This is the promo copy.
Okay.
Because the game is currently on Kickstarter. And as with most Kickstarters, if we break some stretch goals, these will look much prettier.
Okay, got it.
Just something to think about. And so you have your team associated with your runners.
Okay.
And as we go around, if you and I are playing, because it does support 2 to 4.
2 to 4 players.
There is an expansion which lets it go up to 6.
Oh wow, okay.
And so say it's my turn, I'll take one of my workers, put them on a location, do what the location says.
Okay. So these are...
That one's kind of, let me use another one. This one's complicated.
Fair enough.
But then this one lets me hire a new runner.
Understood, okay.
So I pay the money to the bank, get a new runner for my team.
Okay.
Then you would place one of your workers.
Okay, and then do
And then we go back and forth until we've placed all of our workers.
Okay.
And that's kind of how it works. Where the flavor comes in is what the different locations do.
Okay, and the dice, are they rolled at specific locations, or how do they work?
The dice are only used when you're attempting to complete a mission.
Just for the missions?
Correct.
Okay.
And so what you'll do is, based on the runners you have, like, say I have a computer hacker, and I have a tough street samurai, and they're both going on the mission, these are the dice that I would roll.
Right.
And so you roll these, and based on what you roll, tells you whether or not you succeed.
Okay, very straightforward.
So
and
that's
then there were
from a very high level.
Okay, and points-wise at the...
So each mission will net you a certain amount of money.
Okay.
If you are successful.
Okay, and I don't know if this is something that you can see, but I'm assuming this is what it is here, the 10K.
Correct.
Okay.
So you'll notice that this mission only has a couple of steps, and they're pretty easy.
Right.
This one has an additional step, and they're a little bit harder, so it's worth 20K.
Okay, and it has to be completed in the turn.
Yes.
Okay, so it has to be done that turn. Okay.
There are some missions that will give you a partial reward if you're partially successful.
Okay.
But most of them, it's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing, and that makes sense. Okay.
And of course, since it's Shadowrun, it's a very dangerous world.
It's dangerous, yes, I can see that.
Well, what you have to understand is that when they go on the missions, depending on what you roll, you might get injured, your runners might get injured, or even killed.
Okay, so if they're killed, are they gone out of the game, see you later, or they come back?
They will be, unless, and this is a special note, especially for those who are familiar with Shadowrun, you get dock wagon coverage.
Okay.
For those who don't know, dock wagon are basically the emergency ambulance that flies in even to a war zone to extract you if you're in danger.
Okay, that's
cool. So if you're worried, if you're one of those, if you're a player who likes to hedge their bets and be a little bit safer, you can get dock wagon coverage. Or you can be one of those wild, reckless players who says, I'm going to try my luck, and then get annihilated when the dice don't like you.
Oh yeah, see, I like that. I'm not a risk taker. I like that. It's like some insurance.
But it lets you tailor how you want to play.
Which is nice, because not everybody plays the same way. So I think that's fantastic. Are there any expansions potentially planned, or is this it for the time being?
So currently there are 2 expansions that are already guaranteed.
Okay.
The first expansion, as I briefly mentioned, supports 5 and 6 players.
Right, exactly.
And all of the frequent question that we get is, are those materials usable in a 3 to 4 player game? And they are.
Okay.
You can just pull them right into the game. So if you get that expansion, you never need to worry about, oh, we can't include these cards because it's only for multiple players. Nope, it all fits right in.
Okay.
The second expansion that we have on the Kickstarter is we have a co-op expansion, which changes the entire game so that you are working together to try to complete this mission before the corporations find you, track you down, and just institute their rule of law.
Okay. That's fun. A lot of people love the co-op, so that's nice that you have that as an option.
Yes. And full disclosure, and full credit where credit is due, the co-op was designed by Linvander Studios.
Okay.
They're the ones who are developing, or who are primarily running the Kickstarter as well.
Okay.
And so they designed the co-op game. They're one of the developers on this. When we were working on the game, they came in, added some of that fine-tuned polish to make it really shine. And then they were like, hey, we can totally make this a co-op game. And so they added that in, and we're like, yes, let's add that to the Kickstarter.
Oh, perfect. And people love options, so I think that is fantastic that you've made that available. So before we wrap it up, where can people find you? Give me some more information about the Kickstarter. How long is it going on for? All that good stuff.
So the Kickstarter is running until, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
Okay.
So it is currently running. The easiest way to find it is to search for Sprawl Ops on Kickstarter.
Okay.
We do have pamphlets here at the Catalyst booth, which have a promo code on them that you'll want to hold on to if you're going to back the game and you're here at Origins.
Sounds good.
So it's available currently there. It is slated right now, assuming, fingers crossed, everything works, to release at Gen Con.
At Gen Con. So there you go. Something for everyone to look forward to. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's new to me, so I was happy to learn about it. And thanks for everyone watching here at Origins 2018. I'm Mandy signing off. We'll see you soon.